So, hello everybody. Thank you to our presentation of today. Thank you all for coming here, taking the time to see me, to see Sensata, and to know what we are doing, to know a bit more about the latest trends and also how we as a company adapted to make that change happen, to work together with our OEMs. So. Presentation is not too long. I have some room for questions afterwards, so please feel free to ask them and contact me. So a little bit about Sensata, perhaps not known to everybody, but we are a $4 billion USD company. We're an American-based company. Myself, I'm located in Hengelo, Netherlands, which is our European business center. We are having about 90,000 employees. 15 countries we have production sites. The majority of our products is going into automotive industry, more than 50%. Next to this also we operate in the heavy off-road vehicles. And of course, very important, the industrial business and HVAC. So we have a long history of producing sensor switches for air conditioning systems, for cars, which we adapted also towards the industry and towards HVAC systems. My name Wouter Oosterwijk. I'm also Dutch, so perhaps you can hear by the accent. Let's continue a little bit more. So Sensata has been in the market for many years. How we see it, we have split it into two ways. One part is the climate control of goods. The other one is climate control of people. So with goods, we mean, of course, within shops. So we have the showcases. The OEMs of the showcases are needing sensors, switches, which is produced by Sensata. Transport refrigeration. We also play quite a big role in that. And also for cooling in rail, bus, but also domestic appliances like heat pumps. What we see over the last years already started, it's a trend towards natural refrigerants, of course caused by the Montreal Protocol. We made all agreements also for achieving the 2030 EU goals. In order to achieve that, we need to reduce the GWP rates. So this is leading to the use of new type of gases. So we see already a shift towards A2L gases like R32, 454, A, B, or C. But in Europe, the trend is more and more going towards R290 or propane to become compliant to the latest law, but also to become compliant to the EU 2030 goals. Important point at the top or at the bottom there, it's lower cost. So this is a trend which we see more and more in the market. A lot of people also, as a consumer, you would like to buy a heat pump, but it's still quite high, not for everybody affordable. We would need incentives to afford it. But yeah, I think it's also a part of the component suppliers together with the OEM try to bring the cost down, and that's where Sensata would like to play a role in as well for our OEMs, and at the end for the consumers and end users to make eventually our world a bit more cleaner and efficient. So looking at a portfolio which Sensata produces, so we have a very wide portfolio, and what we say, okay, we offer like a kind of one-stop solution. Regardless if it's a pressure sensor, a switch, or it's a thermostat or temperature sensor. All the products are manufactured by Sensata and also compatible with the traditional refrigerants, but also with the new R290 propane, but also CO2 refrigerants. Products are compliant with ATEX, also UL. And as said, we are automotive-driven company. So we are producing according to automotive standards, but all the products for HVAC and industrial business is made on the same production line with the same standards. And of course, we make use of our economies of scale, which we can provide also to our customers. Looking at a typical application for a heat pump using R290, we'll see if this is the pointer we see here. It's a water pressure sensor, so it's not used in the refrigeration loop, but it's used in the hydronic loop for regulating the water. This pressure sensor is a very compact design. Here you're seeing high thermal cutout protection product. So it can be used either directly on the compressor to protect it, but also on the tubing to measure and to switch off at a certain high temperature. So it's really like a safety device. Temperature sensors for regulating the system. Pressure switches as an additional safety device, protecting it on the high side. Pressure sensors can be fully hermetic sealed, or regular pressure sensor, one on the low and one on the high side. And on the bottom we see also A3 gas leakage detection sensor. This is something which is new, which is coming to the market, but more and more requests we are getting for that from the market. Looking at another example of a heat pump, it's a domestic hot water heat pump, also using R290. There are less components in it which could potentially be supplied by Sensata, but here again we have a high pressure switch which could potentially be supplied by Sensata, temperature sensor, but also a thermostat. Looking here at our complete portfolio of sensors and solutions for a heat pump. Like I said, it's becoming very important, the compatibility with R290. On the top, we see our 116 CP water pressure sensor, not compatible with R290 because it's not used in the same system, not with R290, but it's in many cases a combination of regulating the water like a hot water tank. Looking at our 3NT thermostat over here, it's R290 compatible, also compatible for CO2. It has ATEX certification, and very important for OEMs, it's to have the possibility of adding a 2D matrix code. So Sensata has the possibility to customize the product and to put a 2D matrix code on it. It can be either printed directly on the product, or like here, the product is too small to have it on. We can have the possibility of attaching a label, polyester label, which can withstand also moisture, very important in these environments. Then going to our pressure switch, it's a PS80 with a quick connect, can also be with wires, can be with a screw thread. It's really depending on customer needs where we can customize it. Also calibrating it according to specifications. Again, all R290 certified and CO2 compatibility, so can withstand the very high pressures. 81, 82 CP pressure switch, compatible for R290, not for CO2. We do have a different product which is compatible with CO2 application. Also with a tube, different dimensions for the tube as well, with the thickness of the tip, and also can be with a copper tube or with stainless steel and a copper clad, depending on customer request, requirement, but also what is being used today and what could be the Sensata alternative over there. I think important to mention as well that most of the products which you can see here, they're being manufactured in Mexico, in our Mexican side, or in China. In many cases, we also have a dual source possibility. So we can source both of Mexico and of China. Products are being shipped towards our distribution center in Germany, and from there we can serve our European customers. Here you can see the 5 PP6 pressure sensor. This one is suitable for going with high pressure ranges like 80 bar, 120 bar, where it's compatible for. Last product, A2L Leakage sensor, it's a product which has been launched this year in the USA. USA is still a lot on A2L refrigerants. From 2025, there is, due to legislation, there is a hard requirement for having a leakage sensor in for A2L. So it's compatible with R32, 454, A, B, and C. And of course, we get a lot of requests from the market also today and yesterday on our stand. What about A3 leakage? So that's something we don't have yet. We have something in the pipeline. It is in development. But yeah, for the audience today here, I'm inviting everybody to get in touch with Sensata to inform us about your specifications. What do you need? So that we are sure that the product which will come to the market, most likely in 26, if we can speed up, it will be 25, but most likely 26. That we can really be certain that the product which is coming to the market is matching the customer needs. So again, I'm inviting all of you to come in contact with me after the presentation. I will stay around for a little while, but also you can come to our booth. Also important nowadays is EcoVadis. So more and more people are asking us for sustainability reporting. How is Sensata operating? So we are also working with EcoVadis, and we were ranked this year as a silver award. And of course, we try to achieve and improve each year when we are applying for the new score. That being said, we as Sensata believe that our sensors are really fundamental building blocks needed for a more cleaner, efficient, and electrified world. But I would like to add to that as well that also we should have an affordable solution. So also there we are inviting OEMs, customers to come to us to check on availability, pricing, because due to our economies of scale, we can be really competitive in the market and make our heat pumps of the future more affordable, and working with R290 as a natural refrigerant. Last but not least, you can find us in Hall 5, 3.322. So we have a very nice green booth, of course, to make the world greener. So we are there today and also tomorrow. So you're all welcome to come to us, and we can elaborate a bit more. And also we have a great demo booth to show our current A2L leakage sensor, which you can see, and also we can inform you a bit more about the A3 sensing. So that's my presentation for today. I hope you enjoyed it. A big thank you all for coming, taking the time to come here. And yeah, just raise your hand if you have any question or you would like to know a bit more. Thank you. Any questions from the audience? Take a look. Don't be shy or come to me later on. I also have some brochures with our products. If you would like to see it, it's available. So thank you once again. Thank you.